Are sit-ups an effective way to work on the abs? Yes. But then why is it possible to run a large number of reps, like 50 or more, and still get weak abs as a result? The number of reps is irrelevant if the exercise is not performed in the right way, and mistakes are common when running sit-ups. If the exercise is performed in the right way, I can ensure that 10 reps, 3 sets of 10 is well enough to get the burn feeling in the abs and maybe even cramps initially. So what is the way that sit-ups are commonly performed? Typically you will see something like this. So I will have my feet fixed on the floor or next to the floor, maybe with a partner helping me holding the feet down, or maybe with a tool like that, and then from there I just move up and down, moving the torso, maybe with the arms behind the neck in this way. Alright, if you think that this way to move is the right one, then I invite you to watch the video where I am going to show what is wrong with this type of movement, how to address the problems, and then in the last section I am going to show how we can use just a bottle of water as a tool to measure in a precise manner our progress. So what are the mistakes that we want to address? The first one has to do with the position itself, and the second with the speed of the movement, the momentum. So for the first one, by having the feet locked here, my movement is made much easier than otherwise. Why? Because I have my hip flexors that are taking much of the work. The distribution of the effort is in favor of the hip flexors as opposed to the part that I want to work on, my abs. That's why I can do a lot of reps and without feeling the burn on the abs. And there's actually another problem, which may be even worse. If I do too much of that and then I got too much strength on my hip flexors, I can create an imbalance in the position of my hips. So this could bring to back problems at some point. So this is one problem. I should actually not have anything holding my feet down in that way. The second problem has to do with the speed of the move. So if I perform with that type of speed, what happens is that I am using momentum here. So the position where the effort is the maximum at roughly 30-35 degrees, when I reach that point, I already have the gain of speed from the lower part, so I can pass through easily. And that's actually what I don't want, because I need to maximize the effort. So if that is the speed that is normally performed with, I want to slow down. So how do we address these problems? If we take them one by one, it's relatively easy to address them. But this will not solve entirely the problem. Now, let's do it anyway. So if I want to remove the momentum problem, of course, I just need to slow down. That's intuitive. So if I keep this position, and then instead of going as fast as I've been, I just go that much fast. And this is enough to remove the momentum. So that's pretty much the right speed. But I still have the problem of the feet being held next to the floor. Now, if I want to remove that, I take away my feet, and then from here, I just go up and down in this way. But if I do that, I'm using momentum. So, the only way to go through this problem is to address both of the issues together. And what I'm going to show now are the options to do exactly that. So the target, the correct way to perform the exercise is to have no momentum and have the feet just resting on the floor in this way. So if I use that type of speed and I don't have anything helping me holding the feet on the floor, that's pretty much the right way. However, if the abs are not strong enough, typically what happens is that from here I will go slow, and then at some point I need to lift my feet from the floor. Now, what I want to show here is exactly how to address this problem. We need to make a regression, we need to have options to run the exercise step by step until we reach the target correct form. So the first option that I show you is called Janda Situp. And to perform a Janda Situp, I use an elastic band, but a rope can do the work as well, and even a towel can be used. The concept is that I want to have something pulling my feet away from the body as opposed to having a weight on my feet holding them down. So I will put the elastic band in this way, and the position can be different, can be behind my Achilles tendon or it can be behind my calves. That is a kind of preference, so both options are valid. If I do the move from this position, what happens here is that I have my legs pulled away and then I need to pull them back to my body, and in doing so I cut part of the help that I get from my hip flexors in lifting the torso up. So in this way I do have less help from my hip flexors and I do have more work on my abs. Of course, I want to perform the exercise with no momentum. Now I am going to continue showing you the other options that we have to address the issues and to get the full ownership of the sit-up performed in the correct manner. Okay, so if I want to use weights, I can use weights, but there's one wrong way to do it, and that would be the one I show now. So if I'm gonna put my feet under the handle here, and then of course if I run sit-ups from here, it's exactly the same as having a partner holding my feet or any other object, and as a consequence I'm not engaging my abs enough. Now what is the alternative? I can remove one of the kettlebells and then, working only with the other, I'm gonna turn it around so the handle will be in this position, and from here what I do is that I grab the kettlebell by the side, so the legs will be holding the kettlebell in the middle. From here it's already better. Why? Because by having to engage my legs in holding the kettlebell in the middle, I don't have the same type of engagement from my hip flexors. So this is already one way. The next one is again using the kettlebell. I can do another type of positioning. So if I put it, actually in this case it's best to put it down with the handle. So this is the one position we want to use. From here I'm gonna put my feet behind. So when I do the move, in this case I will have to pull my legs next to my body. All right, so from here like that. So it will be 1 and 2, and again slow motion, and 3. And there's a difference in having the object holding behind as opposed to having it on top of the feet. This is one thing you want to try. The other option will be without weight, and it will be just adjusting the position of the legs. Instead of having my legs both bent, I'm gonna extend one of them, and by extending the leg I have a little bit of a counterbalance that helps me in lifting up without the need of a fixed support to hold my feet down. It will be just enough to have the weight of the extended leg. Now, what is good about that is the fact that by having the other leg bent, I will be keeping my back, lower back, in flexion as opposed to extension. So I do not want to have both of the legs extended. That would put my lower back in extension, and this is something we don't want to do. But if I only have one leg extended and the other one is bent, then this is fine. And as a progress, of course, I want at some point to bend the leg, try bending the leg, try having the extended leg come closer as part of the progress, up to the point where both can be together bent. Alright, so this is the other option. Then we have one more. Actually, we do have some more. If I use my hands and I grab my hamstrings in this way, alright? So I try to have the help of my arms in the lift. It looks like a good thing, but actually what happens is that by the pull I remove totally the help from the hip flexors. So it becomes another type of exercise. It's actually more difficult than it looks like. So from here, all pull with the hands, and the arms are helping you, but you lose the support from the legs, and that makes the exercise different. So try this one. Go down slowly and then up. Try not to remove, not to do that, alright? Do not lift the feet. Leave the feet on the floor, just using the hands as support, but they have to stay on the floor. Okay, and this again is a change of the game for the sit-up. With the last option that I show you, we are also able to measure the progress in a precise manner. So I'm gonna take a bottle of water, and in this case, as you see, it's kind of half full. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a marker where the current level is. As you see, there are some other signs, but that's where we are now. So that's the current level of water. Now, as I'm going to use this as a way to help me, the more water I have, the easier the exercise is. The less water I have, the harder it becomes. So I want to measure how much water I actually need to perform the exercise. From this level, so I'm gonna put the bottle in the middle, as we have seen with the kettlebell. This is actually lighter than the kettlebell. The kettlebell was 16. That's probably, I don't know, 1 kilo, something like that. It's in the middle, and I'm gonna hold with my feet by the side. And from here, I slowly lift and slowly go down, slowly lift, always without momentum. So the answer is yes, I can perform the exercise correctly with this amount of water. What's next? Simple. I throw some of the water away, and then I want to see if with this next level I'm still able to perform the exercise correctly. From here, I repeat, grab by the side, slowly down and slowly up, slowly down and slowly up. Now, if instead of leaving my feet on the floor, I would see this to happen, that means I got too little water. That means I would need to put back some water. In this case, yes, I've been able to perform, so I can put a line where the water is and see next time if I am able to do better. So this is a clever way to actually measure your progress and see how long it takes to make the bottle completely empty. If you think that this video has given you some useful information, please put a like to the video and subscribe to the channel so you're sure not to lose anything else that I publish.